Hey, guys, welcome back to Lunatic Astrology. What a I'm your astrologer, Lori Lothian. What a February we're going to have. It's going to be so cool to see ourselves like spring coiled wind-up toys bouncing forward in various areas of each of our lives where we have been stuck or pulled back or had a great deal of inertia or frustration. And the collective is also going to see some beautiful things happen as Saturn becomes visible in the sky again around the third week of February on the 20th, as well as how this glorious, really lovely sextile between Jupiter and Pisces and Uranus and Taurus in the middle of the month is going to offer exclamation points of divine downloads, windfalls, luck, and incredible, exciting opportunities for each of you listening today, depending on your rising sign. And yes, you can look for your sun sign and moon sign as well when you listen to all of these forecasts that I'm going to do for all signs January. However, please know that your rising sign will be most accurate. Go to astro.com or astro-seek.com, put your birth data in there, find out what is your ascendant or rising sign. It will pop it up in the software. You need your time of birth to do this. Okay, now, first of all, a couple of notes of order. Beautiful sky outside today. It looks almost like a rainbow. This is a beautiful piece of jewelry from Etsy designer Milena, and link below. I'm honoring Venus retrograde until January 29th. And I'm wearing earrings that make me think of Venus. And this is very emerald green Venusian. Second of all, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, help me grow. Check out my Cosmic Moonshine weekly newsletter, because if you subscribe to it and the links below, you're going to get 30% discount code off of any reading with me, one-time use, bunch of free gifts as soon as you subscribe, and you're always getting early bird notices and various contests you can enter in order to, win readings or get special discounts on things I'm offering like classes. So Cosmic Moonshine weekly newsletter, forecast newsletter comes every Sunday into your inbox. Check the link below, and check my links below for my year ahead 2022 all signs forecast, each individual sign in great depth, up to 60 to 75 minutes each. You can get that down below. You can purchase that. If you sign up for my newsletter, you get a discount code for those as well. All right, let's get going. Oh, guys, what a month it's going to be. I'm so glad. I've been really not liking the retrogradation of both Venus and Mercury at the same time, which has been ongoing. Venus retrograde since December 19th, Mercury retrograde since January 14th. While good news is Venus goes direct at the tail end of January, and that'll be around the 29th, and Mercury will go direct on the 3rd of February, meaning that all of a sudden this retrogradation, which can sort of cause stalls and lulls in those themes that the planets are connected to, for instance, Venus, love and money, Mercury, news, information, marketing, mercantile. These things are now, after being spring coiled backwards, going to launch forward. Now, I have to say one thing. I mean, they both are going to be in their shadows period for 2 to 3 weeks. So a lot more momentum will arrive as the month progresses. But nonetheless, the direction has changed to forward momentum, and that is a good thing. And that energy of the sky, having all the planets in the sky right now in direct motion, is also a good thing. And it means that for all of us, it's going to feel like a breath of fresh air. Now, number two, I want to talk about the idea of the tide rolling out on the pandemic. As I've been saying on my channel for a long, long time, months ago before Omicron, with Mars's new heliacal rise in Scorpio that happened in late November, I knew that the pandemic would come to an end. I just didn't know how. Once Omicron arose, I saw Mercury do a cazimi November 29th on the asteroid Panacea, and I thought, oh yeah, that's probably Omicron. So what I mean is that Omicron is an endemic, more mild version of Delta and all the other COVID strains, and it will become like the seasonal flu, or maybe just like a new virus, a new cold virus, and it will become the end of the pandemic as we know it, and it's called endemic equilibrium. So we no longer have a pandemic, we have a new thing we live with. And that, as a tide rolls out on this, okay, as it goes back and rolls back, and it's almost like when a tsunami of a pandemic rolls in, and then the tide rolls back, we get to see what is under the surface of that, what damage was caused, which coral reefs were torn up, what structures were uprooted from the tsunami of the pandemic. And unfortunately, I think some of those are economic structures. And with inflation, as it's obviously becoming quite apparent to all countries that is happening, and food supply and food chain shortages and disruptions, you're going to find that as the tide rolls back on the acute crisis, there's an assessment of what's really happened, including small mom and pop businesses closing down, including governments going into great debt to support their people. So what'll likely look like maybe is a stock market correction of a significant magnitude. Now, even though I'm talking about Jupiter and Uranus being positive around February 17th and that sextile, and we're feeling it all month because Jupiter's moving slowly. So there's kind of a whole month, God of goodness and opportunity and abundance and expansion in Jupiter. And as Jupiter and Uranus have got to change in Taurus, that can be really good individually, but it can also be connected to stock market equilibrium destabilizations, so keep that in mind. And so I'm not sure, but I think we may see a pretty significant sobering up of equity markets. Even crypto might get caught in the crosswind for a while. Secondly, as the tide goes out in the pandemic, there's going to be an amplification in some way of things to do with that Scorpio South Node transit, and the idea that Scorpio rose, Mars rose in Scorpio, of things of discovery about, things like the vaccine data from Pfizer or policies that were put into place. And it's going to be an uncovering maybe of some of that stuff that may have not been disclosed to the public. Secondly, the war drums, right? So I've been saying a long time, go back to watch my video for the eclipse of December 4th. I called it spiders and war drums, that basically that eclipse harbinged in what looked like a US getting involved in some kind of war. And now that looks maybe like Putin and Ukraine. And the reason I'm bringing that up now is because this month Mars is in Capricorn, and Mars in Capricorn is very warlike commander in chief. He'll be in Capricorn all the way through to the end of the first week of March. So this can escalate very much energetically into something like war drums beating really, really hard ass, movements of troops into locations, assembling the troops, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. It's funny, in Canada, we have this big, we have these truckers, a big convoy driving to Ottawa, and they raised $3 million, and it's an anti-vax convoy of truckers who are saying, because Canadian government made a mandate, all truckers have to be vaccinated, who go in and out of the border. And now we have a supply chain food shortage because of it. Now these truckers are doing a protest. Now, that's convoy truckers. Mars rules cars and trains and planes and moving things like that, and motorcycles, and exalted in Capricorn is over the top. So over the top actions by NATO, by the US maybe, regarding what's going on the border of Ukraine, or over the top actions by Russia themselves. Those are some thoughts. Anything else I'd say about the month? Jupiter will start to become invisible and set into the rays of the sun around the 21st of the month. So a lot of the juice of luck we're going to get in each of our lives, as Jupiter is essentially in his dignity in Pisces, a lot of the really good quality feelings we're going to have is going to happen likely before the 21st of February, each of us in our lives. So that February 17th, Uranus Jupiter combination exact, well, I think you get about a few more days after the 21st, and it begins the goodness of it begins to ebb. Lastly, there's a Kalasarpa yoga in the sky. All of the planets are bundled on one side of the north and south node equator axis, equator. And that is a harbinger of a serious war, of economic difficulty, of calamity, of serious weather. It's just a negative sky formation. And it breaks, the end of the Kalasarpa yoga breaks with Mercury in the third week of April, but, and there's a big but, Ceres, the goddess of the harvest and abundance and goodness and prosperity and cornucopia, kind of broke through already around January 25th. Okay, she crossed over the node and broke that tight reign of planets. Now she's an asteroid, and in a lot of modern astrologers' mind, she's just as capable, strong, and powerful as the traditional planets. But I look at it from a traditional astrology perspective. The real breaking through of the Kalasarpa yoga won't be till the third week of April. So we can still expect some turmoil and calamity in the global markets and war themes, etc., extreme weather. And lastly, maybe with Ceres breaking the Kalasarpa around January 25th, I think that she's often connected to plagues, especially foodborne illnesses, but maybe it has something to do with the Omicron news stories, because if you go back and look at your news stories in this time frame around January 24th to 26th, you'll see things like the UK decides to drop all vaccine passports, no longer going to need them. Portugal, Spain are following, Portugal, and Netherlands are following suit, or something like that. So a lightening up of the restrictions, maybe what that series, Breaking Through the Kalasarpa Yoga, was offering us. Okay. Now, there are 2 moons this month. The first is the February 1st moon. Go look at my video that I've uploaded to get your in-depth report about how that Aquarian moon will impact you. And then there is also a full moon, also mid-month in Leo. We're not going to cover those moons here because I do separate videos for them. So I'm really going to focus mostly, okay, primarily for everybody on this big luck bolt energy of Jupiter and Uranus for the all signs portion. But I also want to say one more piece. I mean, we have that Venus, and I talk about in other videos, Mars doing a very long tango from mid-February all the way through March, really, but in Capricorn from mid-February to the end of February. And they're conjunct on February 16th. Now, this is really sizzling hot energy. Now, it can cause war because the god of love and the god of war, when they're that close together, can cause actually conflicts in the world. But on the other hand, in your personal life, this could be very sizzling, passionate energy, taking off, romance, engaged passion for something you're doing, synergistic groups of people coming together to support you. Yeah, okay, I just saw my video pause. Okay, I'm still going. Shite. Excuse me, I'm gonna try moving closer to the router. I don't know, guys. My internet's wonky. All right, moving forward then, let's do the all signs. I hope that intro was useful for you. And we're going to talk about each sign in order. I'm going to start, I think I'll just start with Aries this time. Sometimes I like to mix it up. Okay, let me just get the chart ready on the back end. So anyway, I don't know if some of you know that I think I had Omicron, but I'm not sure. So, but I'm kind of like today really tired. Of course, that would be because I only slept 6 hours. Would be that. All right. Let's get rolling. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget your rising signs, the most likely, the most accurate. So we're going to cover the Venus conjunction to Mars, as well as the yay bolt of juice and goodness that's coming up with that Jupiter and Pisces and great dignity sextiling Uranus and Taurus. Let's go. Number 1. You know what to say. Starting over. Aries, sun, moon, and rising sign. So let's start off talking about the energy of what it's like to have Mars and Venus in a tango in Capricorn, because Mars is your ruler and Mars does influence you quite a lot. They are going to Capricorn tango from about mid-February to the end of the month. And that tango, that tight dance between the cosmic lovers, has some positive influences on you. And it's happening around the 16th degree of Capricorn, if I remember correctly, in middle February, February 16th, if I remember the degree, but independent of the degree. This is an energy of intense passion or exalted romance or hot, driven ambition, doing something that you love. And it's in your career house. So it's in the top of the chart, your reputation, your career. Now, technically, you could get into some sort of love story with somebody in your office or career path, like, or field of endeavor, if you're like a tarot reader, get down with another tarot reader and stuff like that. Now, it's also possible it could be a business alliance that you're forming with somebody else as well that's very passionate and collaborative. But there's stuff, that vibe of sizzle and heat and passion and direction and loving what's happening. Now, because Venus is direct, remember? Whew, Mercury is direct, whew, and all this is happening in your 10th house of reputation and career. Now, when we talk about that stroke of luck that's coming, where we're all going to get kind of a windfall or an aha moment or a download or something, that's that 17th of February, Jupiter sextiles Uranus. Now, Jupiter sextiling Uranus is positive. Sextiles are flowing harmoniously, good energy, the nature of Venus, nature of Venus. So what you have is you have the energy of Jupiter in Pisces, which is your 12th house. This is a house of your dreams at night and your meditations, your reveries, your self-undoing and addictions. It could be also far away in foreign exotic lands. And Jupiter is able to activate a sextile energy, which is like, again, as I said, harmony and flow and connection and love, because it's Venus, right? The nature of Venus to Uranus in Taurus. Now, Uranus, and this is around 11 degrees for each planet. Uranus and Taurus is not happy there, right? He's trying to break the rules and everybody and get stuck places unstuck. And now he's got some support from Jupiter. And so what's getting unstuck, you dear Aries, is your money story. This could be a windfall, literally. This could literally be a karmically ordained windfall of some kind. Ka-ching, buy your lottery ticket, whatever it takes. Now, it also could be revenue pouring into your bank account from 12th house places. Well, those are like your foreign lands, business and from foreign lands and shores. So some of us who use PayPal and Stripe may receive money in great amounts over the course of February, begin to pick up in our lives around revenue from business. Now, I also would say that if this energy is going to bring positive goodness to you, some of it comes from your dreams at night. You could have a meditation or a divine download or a dream at night that gives you an idea, Jupiter in the 12th, or a teaching or a clarity, and you'll apply that, boom, to your earnings and your money and your possessions. So you'll be able to increase those things in a very dramatic and sudden way. And as I said, Jupiter will be invisible around the 21st of the month. So you want to catch that wave, ideally anytime in February before the 21st, because this is a long and applying aspect pattern already. In the beginning of February, it's already active, but it peaks out and really hits the exact partile or exact conjunction February 17th. All right, let's keep moving on. I do this a lot, man. Never mind, because I'm deleting my mistake. You won't even know about it. Oh, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. Okay, guys, this is your scoop. You've got the energy of this cosmic lovers in February for most of the month. Really, like they're building up all the time, but getting exactly in February through the end of the month. Tangoing in your 9th house of foreign shores and lands, book publishing, higher education, temples, churches, religious community, colleges and campuses, courts as well. So if you're in a court case and you want to succeed, I think that Venus with Mars exalted up here will help you do that. I also feel that you're going to exceed your expectations and get really passionately excited with either a love story from a foreign land, somebody in an educational setting, maybe. We've got Juno up there. If you get involved in a love story, it's going to last. You're going to stay the distance with that person. If you're single, that's true. If you're with somebody already, then it may be planning a trip to a foreign land or even taking one. They could have a ton of passion and sizzle for the Taurians of the world. Next, you will also find that coming up in February 17th, but effective all month of February, is a possibility of really lucky breaks coming through the Jupiter in your 11th house of pennies from heaven, windfalls, good luck, good spirit, good karmic rewards, your hopes, dreams, and wishes, friends and allies, in a beautiful sextile at 11 degrees to Uranus in Taurus. If you're Taurus rising, especially, or sun and moon, and your rising sign or sun or moon is between 5 and let's say 13 degrees, let's go 5 to 15 degrees of Taurus, you're really, really getting a hit from this, like, whoa, boom. But all Tauruses, no matter the degree of your rising sun or moon, are impacted. And of course, the North Node is inflaming the energy as well, blowing it up larger because he's in Taurus with that Uranus. That's the big story of 22, one of them. I do feel like you could find yourself having this unexpected favor from a friend, because Jupiter in the 11th house could be friends and allies who act as benefactors or patrons or something. So you could hear some good news from a friend or someone in the larger social sphere of your community or friendships offers you something, gives you an opportunity, gives you a bit of luck of some kind. And it comes out of the blue, probably because it's Uranian, and it impacts your I am part of your chart. You know, your I am a student, I am whatever, a wife, a husband, I am employed, I'm unemployed, the kind of character and its personality of a Taurian identity, but what it's also up to right now. So there's a shoot of bolting energy, bringing you some positive reorientation of your identity in February. And also, if you have any health problems, this can really clear them. Gemini, sun, moon, rising sign. Well, guess what? You got the cosmic lovers doing a hot sizzle tango in an 8th house of secret love affairs. That 8th house can be like, whoa, you know, the office affair that you can't tell people about. Someone's married and you have to have a secret mistress type or, you know, sneaky relationship. This is also hot tantric, kinky sex stuff. So whatever's going on here, Gemini, it's pretty cool. Now, you know, this energy is really tangoing all the way through February, but it really peaks out around February 16th and continues on till the end of the month. This is really good for also making very exciting deals around your money, investments, business deals, stuff like that. And this may also allow you to create some new agreements with your spouse or main partner around exciting opportunities to grow your wealth, because Venus is a money goddess and she's in Capricorn, boss babe, shoulder pads. Pluto's nearby and he amplifies that wealth. And so it's a bit of a wealth yoga going on there. So Mars could bring drive and action and news and information exalted around opportunities for financial abundance and gain, investment monies and all that kind of stuff. And then the Jupiter in a sextile to Uranus is happening for you guys in the middle of the month on the 17th, but don't forget, you're going to feel it all month long. And it really starts to only wane when Jupiter goes invisible on the 21st, but it becomes exact on the 17th. Now, this is a Jupiter in your career and reputation house, Gemini, and Uranus in your interior house of backroom deals and negotiations, your inner life, your dreams at night, your 12th house, foreign lands and revenue that come from those places. Now, this is definitely going to have a positive impact because Jupiter is working on your behalf in the house of your career and reputation. So that's one good thing. But Jupiter also is zapping you in a very interesting house. Like if you struggled with any addictions or health challenges that are self-defeating patterns, and Jupiter in the 10th could mean an authority figure with knowledge or wisdom is going to electrify and change that really dramatically and rapidly for you. And also, of course, it can be opportunity in your career for developments that include themes of other countries for some reason, but it's positive, it's auspicious, and it's juicy. Lastly, I mean, Jupiter in the 10th can be the boss, right? Somebody above you in a power position of authority, blessing you, and Uranus is backroom deal. So in a secret conversation in a backroom deal that's been going on in your office, your boss comes and says, we had a vote on the board and we decided you are going to be the new vice president of blank or something crazy like that. You know, who knows? But it's very good for your work, and it's very good maybe even for your position in your work and your money that comes from it. Cancer, sun, moon, and rising. Well, in February, the cosmic lovers Mars and Venus are dancing in your marriage house or your business partnership house, your 7th house. So if you're with somebody already in a long-term committed love story, then this is going to pick up the pace. Now, a couple of things I want to say, really. I mean, Mars is combative and aggressive in Capricorn without Saturn to put on the brakes. And sometimes the cosmic lovers look like fighting because they're the god of love and the god of war. And like they had a feisty love relationship, was a secret love affair, by the way, in Greek mythology. So possibly this can be some intense, passionate discussions or debates or arguments coming from your marriage house with your partner. Maybe they're inciting it because Mars over there means they could be the one who are bringing up harder conversations or causing disruption or something. But on the other hand, if you are single, especially, and the cosmic lovers are doing the tango in your 7th house with Juno, the goddess of commitment, nearby, this could be a really new, good relationship that starts to take off suddenly, picking up speed, especially around themes of commitment and sticking with it, similar with business partners as well. Now, the other interesting thing about the month, of course, is that lovely Jupiter sextiling Uranus, and Jupiter in your 9th house of foreign lands and shores and visas and higher education and courts and book publishing. So Jupiter's blessing this part of your sky now and all the way through to mid-May, by the way. And as this is a particular window of time that you're feeling in February, it kind of wanes by February 21st. It's happening all month, but it gets exact on the 16th. Divine downloads are for sure for you. You know, having spiritual epiphanies, numinous moments of spiritual clarity. Jupiter is in the house of God. And yet also you could have favors from people in legal power, courts, visas, foreign shores and lands, book publishing industry, benefiting you somehow, or your professor, right? If you're in school, because this is the house of campus and colleges and higher learning. And as Jupiter is in this lava sextile to Uranus, It's in the house of your allies and friends and benefactors, hopes, dreams, and wishes, and sometimes like pennies from heaven or karmic rewards, a feeling of being blessed by life. So I kind of get a jive here with Uranus in the 11th. Somebody maybe outside of your normal friendship circle groups, because Uranus is like the unexpected or sudden, is going to open up an opportunity for you regarding those ninth house themes that I mentioned, or vice versa. You could really receive a sense of deep inspiration and idea download around a dream or a hope that you've had, but you are unable to give it true form. And so pay attention for like a kind of inspired moment this month that you just get the program that you need in your download for what it is you're here to accomplish in your dharma and your purpose of your life. Another ninth house meaning. Leo, sun, moon, rising sign. So Leo, fiery Leo folk with the big hair. So I look like a Leo today, don't I? Like seriously, my hair is so big, Leo. So you get the idea. Oh, I blow dry it. It looks like bigger than it normally is. But I have very fine Leo. I can only tell Leos about my hair because I love their hair. I have very fine hair, but it's very thick because there's a lot of bits of it. Hairdressers are always confounded when they go to cut my hair by how much hair I have. So we got to go back to you, not me, Leo. So for you guys, you're having the cosmic lovers of, Mars and God of love and God of war, Venus dancing together in your sixth house of your workplace, co-worker space, work routines, health routines. Now, if there's going to be a love story picking up for some Leos, it could be an attraction with a coworker or colleague, or if you're the boss, your employees, be cautious there. Of course, we know that can get a bit iffy. But Mars is exalted moving through your sixth house. So he's really trying to get you to really drive in your work and push through and really focus and really get like ambitiously down with the work you're doing. And Venus can be just somebody in the workplace who's a woman, and Mars can be a man. And this could be two very powerful people in the workspace that are really supporting you in what you're doing, or cheerleading you on. And that's about what I think of that. I mean, of course, anytime Venus and Mars are close, it can cause conflict too. So watch out for inter-office conflicts or collegiate conflicts during the space of time, especially mid-February to the end of the month. Now, the lucky energy of Jupiter, god of luck and opportunity, in a sextile to Uranus, the god of sudden change, that energy is happening for you in Jupiter in your money house. Now, spousal money, inheritance money. This is an inheritance transit, not to worry you, Leos, but Jupiter can bring tax rebates here, but he'll be here till the middle of May and the last couple months of 22. So it could be a bequeathment window. But if it's not that, it's shared money with your spouse or business partner, and bank loans and investment monies and residual income, stuff like that. So with Jupiter amplifying this part of your money story till mid-May, it's going to be in February. A sextile to Uranus in your career house can give you an opportunity, a bolt of opportunity from Uranus in your career house to benefit your finances, or conversely, your finances give a bolt of opportunity to your career house. So it's positive about money, and it's positive in your reputation and career. And because Uranus is involved, it's very exciting, right? It's like very jolting, but good energy in the middle of the month. And you can feel it anytime between now and February 17th. And it wanes by the 21st, I think. With Jupiter invisible, I mean, then the aspect is really waning. Virgo, sun, moon, rising sign. Guess what? You're going to have this energy of the cosmic lovers dancing in the romance house. Now, if you are a single Virgo and Mars and Venus are doing this tango mid-February to the end of the month, and actually really all through March, but we're talking about February, this is so incredibly hot for you to have a really sizzling romance that's going to take off, and you might find yourself madly, passionately, sizzlingly, hotly infatuated or attracted, or vice versa, someone to you. You could find as well that this is your creative energy. This is the muse. This is your inspiration. Oh, and if you're with somebody, you guys, then it could just mean all of a sudden you guys are having more connected, passionate, fun than you normally do. I mean, Mars and Venus bring fun and passion to our lives with your partner. Now, this is your muse. This is your inspiration, right? This is where you are like feeling excited, exhilarated, and inspired by life. Vitality, play, and joy is your fifth house, which is Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn, who's a bit of a downer half the time. But this is really a fun energy. I think that the dancing, tangoing energy of those planets is good, and you have an exalted Mars. So it's almost like you're driven to have fun. You know, the other thing is that if you're an artist at all, this is really exciting. You're going to really be passionately in a charade, they call them, intense creative energy, finishing your book, writing 10 songs, downloading 1,000 poems, something like that. It's very good for creative energy as well. And your children live there in the 5th house. So it's very exciting times as well. So maybe your children are getting all this excitement and you're just witnessing it. Now, Virgo. With Uranus being in Taurus and Jupiter in Pisces, what's happening with that sextile? Well, Jupiter in your 7th house of marriage and significant love relationships at last and business partners has been there since December 29th, will be there till May 11th, and the last couple of months of 22. Well, he is moving there, moving forward, bringing you some goodness. And he, in this particular time, of the 17th of the month, will sextile Uranus and bring a jolting, bolting, exciting development into your higher education, foreign lands, foreign shores, trips to foreign lands and foreign shores, book publishing, courts and court cases, and religious beliefs and faith. And churches and stuff. A lot of 9th house meetings there, right? But this is an energy that's positive. So Jupiter in your 7th could be good news from your spouse or partner or business partner that amplifies 9th house things, like your marriage partner or love partner comes up and gives you 2 tickets to Maui and says, we're going on a trip, honey. Or your business partner says, I've got this great agent for the book that you just wrote, and like passes on the information. You've been struggling with legal agreements and getting something signed, because signing documents for agreements is the 7th house. Courts are the 9th. Everything suddenly settles out and everything works in your favor and all things come together really quickly. Those are few possibilities. Alrighty. Libra, sun, moon, and rising sign. So for Libra, you're having the energy of this incredibly exciting tango, passion, sizzle, Mars and Venus. They're doing this hot dance February 16th to the end of the month. And where they're doing it is your house of real estate, home, land, your domestic private life. Now, this could be having a lot of hot sex in your house, but with somebody, but it can also be you're passionately driven to Mars in Capricorn 4th house. I don't know. Landscape design the entire backyard, build a new building on the property, renovate an entire room with great refined, sophisticated Venus and Capricorn taste. So you might be really going for beautifying, renovating, expanding, constructing something in your home, because that's what Mars can do in the 4th house, and Venus is about the tastefulness of it all and the excitement of, and the creativity of it. Now, at the same time, this could be about buying, selling real estate, moving. Mars exalted here would propel a very positive relocation. For some Libras here, this is very possible. When it comes to the romance story, if you're going to meet somebody and you're single, this means you're meeting somebody in your local neighborhood, like really close to home, like just outside your doorstep, or from the same ancestral familial line, same ethnicity or same cultural beliefs, etc. Now, this energy of the goodness of Jupiter, god of luck, sextiling Uranus, the god of sudden change and, breaking through something. This is happening with Jupiter in your 6th house of your work and your work routines and health routines. And Jupiter is loving up that part of your sky until the middle of May. Okay, good developments in your colleague space, your workspace, good developments in your work routines and habits. And, this energy is a sextile that it perfects on the 17th of the month of February, but you're feeling it all month before then. And it really does offer you something good in the money house. That's the 8th house. Now that's money that you can get because you sold a property, or you got a loan or a mortgage or a business loan, or you teamed up with a business partner, or your spouse's money got really good, or all kinds of things. But because it's Uranus, it's bolts of suddenness, good money changes, good, equity changes coming, boom, really quickly this month of February. And of course, as I said, it wanes by the 21st. So you're going to see this action before Jupiter goes invisible, sometime in the month of February. And yeah, maybe closer to the 17th. All right, I'm getting to the end. I'm going to take a walk. The sun just came out in Vancouver, Canada, and I'm recording on January 26th. Yeah. Scorpio, sun, moon, rising sign. Guess what? You get cosmic lovers tangoing together February 16th to the end of the month. But, They'll be kind of doing that into the first week of February in Capricorn as well, in your third house. And for you Scorpios, this could be having a heck of a good time in your local neighborhood. Now here in Canada, some restrictions have let up. Gyms are open again in British Columbia, for instance. So some things were kind of slightly closed. Maybe there's just more freedom for some people in the world about going to the cafes, the clubs, the bars and stuff again, because of the COVID restrictions that are lifting with Omicron. So you could be just having passionate fun and engagement in the third house of your local neighborhood, or regarding your siblings, maybe having fun with extended family, cousins and siblings, friends that are like your fam. You could also be finding yourself passionately engaged in some course of study, but you'll be doing a skills-based study. Or this is trips and travel that are short distance. So you might have an amazing short distance trip that's super romantic, super hot, super passionate. Mars and Capricorn in your third house. Yeah, that would be like getting on the road trip, taking a passionate getaway with your beloved. And if you're single, romance can blossom for some of you Scorpio rising, especially Sun and Moon too, and because you went on a trip, because you took a skills-based learning, because you went and hung out in the local coffee shop and had a drink by yourself. So keep that in mind. Now, this is also maybe online dating, I have to say, because third house is online social media platforms and marketing and selling on those things. And yeah, we have to sell ourselves on Hinge or Tinder or something. So you could also just really kick off a new relationship, Scorpios, with somebody you meet on an online dating platform. With this energy of positive, lucky Jupiter and the god of breakthroughs, Uranus, happening. It's in your Uranus is in your marriage and long-term committed love story house. It'll be there for a long time, till 26. It's been disrupting the energy there for 3 years. So some people who are Scorpios have had challenges in their relationship. Some people broke up. But this one, okay, since 2018, some people definitely broke up. I'm thinking of one of my Scorpio friends right now. But this energy now can also be opening up new freedom and inventive and exciting and dramatically different types of outside the box love stories for you, in which you commit to people that are very different from the type of person you were with before. And this is one of those stories as well. So for you single Scorpio, this Jupiter from the house of romantic love, Uranus from the house of the tangoing of the committed love, some of you are going to have a very sudden and very exciting new relationship start in February. Also, this is Jupiter in the house of pregnancy and fertility, Uranus in the 7th house. That's like your partner saying, guess what, I'm pregnant. So this applies more to the male Scorpios. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's you females telling your partner I'm pregnant, but there's definitely some possibility of unexpected Uranus sudden information and news from a partner about fertility issues and pregnancy. Okay, moving on. Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising sign. I need to take a deep breath. I don't know why, I'm like, don't have enough oxygen today. Anyway, so you guys are experiencing the energy, all right, of this Mars and Venus loving each other in a tight embrace dance. In February, exacting on the February 16th, but doing this all month, especially the last 2 weeks in your money house. This is really exciting and good news around earnings picking up for you, or opportunities to get in touch with something that pleases you in a possession, a car, a home, and maybe having exciting rapid movement toward the purchase of a possession of that thing. And especially because Jupiter is in your 4th house of real estate, for some of you, it's definitely finding a property or a place to lease or buy that you're going to, be able to take possession of. You may also feel like there's rapid, intense, passionate energy going into something to do with your money and possessions and earnings. Okay, like you might be really excited for the next 6 weeks. That's where Jupiter until the beginning of the end of the first week of March, really driven around some kind of opportunity that you've figured out that's going to really enhance your finances and your earnings. Now as well, Jupiter, god of luck and opportunity, in your 4th house of home and real estate, is in a sextile, a happy news energy to breakthroughs and sudden change god of, that stuff. Uranus and Taurus in your work house and your health routines, but mostly also just like the thing you do, like, go to the office, work on your Zoom. You could have a relocation that betters your health. You can have a sudden change in your office or colleague space or workspace. that dramatically connects to where you live. You could have some kind of opportunity coming from your home that opens up new directions in your work. So for some, it could be a move to a new home and exciting new work that follows. So keep all that in mind. These are various possibilities. Yeah, that's about it. Capricorn, sun, moon, rising sign. Well, of course, the cosmic lovers are dancing together in February in the house of you. Now, with Mars exalted in the house of your identity, first of all, you are more commanding, more focused. Look at my Mars video that I just put out. Of all people who should watch my recent Mars video, which is just doing really well. It's at like 1,300 views already. And I just put it a day or two ago from this recording. You really want to listen to that video. Mars exalted in Capricorn all the way through to March for 7th or something is really helping you be commanding, focused, making decisions, super driven, super, even more physically fit, getting in touch with your body more. And then you've got Venus there dancing with Mars. Now, this can be you becoming very passionate and refined at the same time about your wardrobe, about your appearance. I've often seen this look like, you know, a combination of energy to get like dermabrasion or some surgery that you wanted to cosmetically improve yourself. Some of you may also think it's time to buy that, you know, fancy dress or business suit or something like that. Treating yourself. All right. And yet Mars is pushing you to go for it. And Venus is refinement in Capricorn. She's got good taste, right? High-end taste. I do think you're going to find that you're going to also be very persuasive. Venus in your first house makes you very charismatic right now, and Mars makes you driven. So this is a great time for you guys in the month of February to go for what you want and to really know that if you make a case for something, and you will make cases for something with Mars there, you will be very much likely to get what you want. Persuading people charismatically is part of the narrative. Jupiter, the god of luck and opportunities, in your 3rd house, and he is in a sextile to Uranus in your 5th. Now, 3rd house is your local neighborhood. It's also trips and travel. 5th house is romantic, and it's about children that you have. It's about your muse and inspiration. And if you're an independent business owner, it can be that as well, your business. With Uranus here, it's been very interesting for Capricorns in the last few years, since 2018. You've been having very outside the box romance, if you know what I mean. Kinky sex or outside the box romantic partners are going in very radical new directions around romance and sexuality, play and pleasure. And now this energy of Jupiter sextiling that 5th house stuff from the 3rd house. This could be like really intense but bountiful romantic getaway with a partner. This could be a very significant trip. This can be learning something, a skills-based education that helps dramatically improve your independent business enterprise, or if you're an artist, some of your muse-driven creations. So Jupiter in your 3rd house for you Capricorns can lead you to skills-based learning and education all the way through to the middle of May. So keep that in mind. All right, it's time for the Aquariuses of the world, of which I am one. So let's get rolling, Aquarius people. Let me just turn my phone ringer off. Sorry about that, guys. I just heard it ding. So guys, we're experiencing the energy of the cosmic lovers doing the tango in our house of self-undoing, addictions, dreams at night. It's our 12th house. Secret backroom negotiations and deals. Now, this certainly can be very good if you want to make some backroom negotiations and deals that have power, passion, refinement, and luck, Venus, Mars. So this is a good time for like that kind of thing in your life, especially around work and business. On the other hand, this is also a good time to Mars exalted, Venus going direct. Now they're tangoing to be passionately engaged mid-month onward in new forms of revenue from foreign lands, but also in getting rid of those addictions and self-undoings. For a lot of us Aquarius, as we've got a stellium in Capricorn right now, we're really looking at how we undo ourselves, our self-defeating habits, our patterns, our beliefs around, whatever we do to like screw our lives up. So we get a lot of power there right now with Mars exalted all the way through to the end of the first week of March, but that tango is really lovely. So I think we're going to find we have the drive, the willpower, the command, and the energy to, quit the bad habit or the bad thing we do, whatever it might be. Now, on top of that, we've got this. Oh, and by the way, you could get a romantic love affair from somebody off in a foreign, exotic, faraway place. Okay. So the other thing I'd say is watch for the energy of this lucky jolt of yay with Uranus in your Taurus 4th house of homeland and real estate and domestic private life etc. And Jupiter in your house of money, money, yes, money, honey, second house, yay. What kind of lucky break can you have that's going to show up in February on the 17th, but it can back end all the way to the beginning of February because Jupiter will be in orb of being in a sextile to Uranus all month long. Okay, so this is not just about the 17th. This is like to say this is ongoing. It just perfects around the 17th. Okay, so don't get hooked up on the dates. They're not necessarily exact. So for instance, on like February 1st, Jupiter is at 7 degrees while Uranus is at 10. I mean, that's an engagement. So we're looking at any time in February until about the 21st when Jupiter goes invisible, some unexpected, exciting jolt of good money stuff that connects in some way to home or real estate or ancestral line stuff or family of origin stuff, that kind of thing. So all I can say, wow, Aquarius, is, well, are we ever going to be lucky around money and home things coming up? Yay for us in the month of February. That's about it. That's just the simplest thing I can say. Vocation, voice, and calling, the work you're here to do, that's very much this Jupiter in the second, expanding those things, your money and your possessions as well, all the way through to the middle of May. But there's this really intense turning point in February. So who else are we going to do? The last one, but never the very least, of course, is our sweet Pisces, mystics of the zodiac, creative and transcendent souls that you guys are. Well, you may be quite fickle as well, back and forth, not sure which way to go. Procrastination is uniquely a Piscean feature, and maybe Taurus as well, stubborn Taurus, but also Pisces. So anyway, Pisces, sun, moon, and rising sign, you do have the energy of the cosmic lovers tangoing in your 11th house of larger social networks and groups, friends who wish to help you and benefit you, your dreams and hopes and wishes, and sometimes your influence over larger groups, sometimes even your own fame around being known by a group of people. Great gains financially from your career path as well. Now, this is a really intense Capricorn stellium in your 11th house. With Mars exalted there, you may make some decisions over the next 6 weeks to say, let's get rid of those social circles, friendship groups, let's reorient there. But Venus is a benefic up there, and she's saying, and let's bring good new people in, or let's make sure that women and men are really supportive of you because they represent masculine and feminine principles. You may be very passionate by mid-February at the end of the month, because this is a passionate energy with Mars and Venus about a new dream or vision or goal for your life, that this could really stimulate to come to your awareness and make you want to work on it. With Jupiter, the god of luck and opportunity, and all the goodness that you ever could get, Santa Claus, in your house or your body, all the way to mid-May, and then the last 2 months of 22, this is good for your health. It's not great for your girth. You can put some weight on, but in general, he's going to find solutions to health problems that you have, and he's going to just in generally try to improve your health. And as he's going through this part of your sky in February, he is in a sextile to Uranus in your 3rd house. So you could have developments with aunts, cousins, siblings, or changes in your local neighborhood environment that can very much help you feel more magnanimous, more grateful, more optimistic, more healthy, more powerful, because Jupiter is powering up your identity, right? Especially, guys, if you're, right now, if your rising sign in Cancer or your rising sign in Pisces or your sun and moon sign, any of those, are anywhere near 8 degrees Pisces, you're really getting a power up here. And I would say that all Pisces get it though. And now, because eventually Jupiter goes through the entire sign, right? But I do think that unexpected opportunities coming through trips and travel, unexpected opportunities coming through siblings, aunts, uncles, and cousins can benefit you personally greatly, okay? That's the gist of that. Anything you want to learn in a skills-based way also can be very auspicious for you. You may discover a sudden new thing you want to just really learn. Uranus can bring unexpected new learning directions as well. And Jupiter says, and they're blessed and they benefit you personally and directly in the year ahead, really, because Jupiter will be in your 1st house until the end of the year. Mine is a hiatus mid-May to October 28th. Okay, guys, thanks for listening. Have a happy February. Check out the moon video for the February 1st moon that's already out, because that will help you get ready, set, go for that Aquarius moon. And I will be putting a Leo moon video up mid-month, so you can always catch the wave of moons and sign up for my Cosmic Moonshine letter. You'll be in my insider crew that way. I have a Patreon community. It's kind of nice. It's nice and small, 21 or 2 or 3 of us. And it is private meetings with me and a bunch of other cool stuff. So you might enjoy that as well. It's only $5 a month for the cheapest entry point, and you get all my free content, like all the stuff you get on YouTube. You get it in advance of the public as well. All right, ciao everyone. Bye bye.